So since I don't have power or running water here, I needed to come up with a system for watering my plants. And last year, I would have the generator inside the shed there. I'd pull the generator out and the pump, and I'd hook everything up, and then I'd have to prime it all, and I spent way too much time just messing around with it. And then when I left, I'd have to take it all down and put it away. So as soon as winter hit, I set to work on this irrigation station. And what it does is it draws water out of either of these two IBC toads. And by the way, I love the covers on these. It really helps prevent algae. It does not get too hot because they actually have a reflective layer on the inside. So the water, despite that being a black cover, the water stays nice and cool, and it stays clear. There's no algae. I love them. They're like $30, so well worth the money. And then, so I just hooked this green suction hose to whichever tank I'm working out of at the moment, and turn the valve on, start the generator, and I have instant water pressure. It's really quick and easy, and it saves me a lot of time. And the way it works, I believe this is a 50 mesh filter, and then it goes through the pump. And we'll start by going over here. What was this one? I think that's 140 mesh, so a little bit finer filter. And it comes up and it runs through this fertilizer injector, which draws concentrate out of that bucket. And by turning that blue part there, I can adjust the ratio and get it just the way I want. And it goes out to the hose, and then I can water my shade house or my hoop house, and there I go. So as is customary with these injectors, I put in a bypass just in case I want to bypass it. And down here I left this valve. I think I'm going to put a pressure regulator on there, and that will run the drippers for the potted plants. So the big thing about this is not a demand pump. It stays running as long as it's plugged into the generator and the generator's running. So what happens when I shut off the valve at the end of the hose when I'm watering? I don't want too much pressure to build up or anything, and that's where these sprayer pressure regulator valves come in. And I don't remember seeing somebody use these like this before, and I certainly have never seen two in parallel. So it was I just had to see if this was going to work. I wanted two to handle the flow of this 1-inch pipe, and these are 3/4 inch pressure regulator valves. So I looked at buying a 1-inch, but it's 8 times as much money to buy a 1-inch as it is a 3/4 inch. So I just went with two, and I put check valves after them, because if one was open and the other one was not, I didn't want one to backfeed into the other. The way they work, when the pressure down here gets beyond a certain point, then they open up and they allow the water to go out. So when the hose is open, the pressure down here is lower and the water flows out to the hose. When the hose shuts, these open and they let the water go this way. And I suspect that because they're not just open or closed, they can always be somewhere in between. I'm probably recirculating water. It goes back to the tank, I didn't say that yet. I'm probably always recirculating water even when I'm running the hose, but I'm recirculating more water when the valve is closed. And you just turn those gray knobs to adjust your water pressure. So the water comes on up and it goes through this black venturi, and that clear hose runs to a ozone generator mounted on the back of that board, which is also run off the generator. So it picks up ozone to sanitize the water and kill the spores and algae and whatnot. And then it comes through this black poly pipe and it goes back into the IBC tote, and the water just recirculates. So as it's recirculating, it's getting aerated and sanitized for whatever that's worth. If that's really working or not, I'm not sure. But yeah, once I got the idea to run 2 pressure regulator valves, I was like, I gotta try this. I don't know if it's gonna work. And, you know, it's winter time. I had to wait until spring to set the thing up and try it. And sure enough, it works great. So, coming around the back, when I want to put gas in the generator, struggling with the latch here, this has a roof on it, which I can lift the roof up, put gas in the generator. There's the ozone generator. And then, you know, to keep it dry, this roof comes down. The latch is just to keep the wind from catching it. And that's it. This has been such a time saver for me. And the other thing, because before I was always drawing out of a tank, I didn't have a fertilizer injector, and I really neglected to fertilize when I should, which I like a continuous liquid feed program, which is every watering there's some fertilizer in the water. So by having this all set up and ready to go, I just need to make sure I keep fertilizer concentrate in the bucket. You know, I buy granules and mix them to the right strength in the bucket with water. And then just turn the thing on and water. And that's it. So yeah, that's my irrigation station, and I'm really happy with it.